by Bailey, I'll be reviewing Hostage by Willo Davis Roberts. Hostage is about a girl named Casey who moves to a new neighborhood and has to come home early from school one day, when robbers disguised as movers kidnap her. As I was saying, Casey, her sister, her brother, and her mom and dad moved to a new neighborhood because their old neighborhood isn't safe. Casey's younger sister Jody wants to make new friends in their new neighborhood, and Casey's older brother Jeff is very into music and has a huge grand piano that is so special to him. He is so good, he could even get his scholarship for his piano playing. Casey's parents are excited about the move, but still a little nervous at the thought of possible theft. They think this neighborhood is safer than the other one, but they were wrong. Their nosy new neighbor, Mrs. Banducci, is an elderly woman who asks a lot of random questions. One night, while Casey is talking to Mrs. Banducci, they see a suspicious beat-up old black sedan roll by, and she begins to wonder if the new neighborhood is so safe after all. On the first day of school, Casey has an allergy attack and has to come home from school to get her medicine. When she comes home, robbers come and kidnap her, their truck disguised as a moving truck. Luckily, Mrs. Banducci sees part of it and writes down the license plate number and description of the moving truck. Then, Mrs. Banducci goes next door to try to get Casey, who is tied to a chair, the ropes cutting into her skin. But the robbers see Mrs. Banducci and capture her too. The robbers' names are Cal, Bo, Buddy, and they are big, tough guys that will really do some mean stuff. And Cal is their leader. After Cal, Bo, and Buddy get everything they're stealing loaded up into the truck, they are ready to go. Cal and Buddy put Casey in the front seat of the moving truck with her blindfolded so she can't see where they are going. But Casey looks at the mileage on the car before they leave and right when they get to where the robbers take them. And they make Bo stay in the back with Mrs. Banducci. On the car ride over, Cal and Buddy talk about their plans to get rid of the truck, and Casey and Mrs. Banducci. They agree that they will drive the truck into the river with the prisoners in the back and then swim out. When the group gets to the lot off the highway, Casey sees a car that she recognizes, and she realizes that it's the old black sedan that she saw the day before. She tries to memorize the scene, and just in case she could somehow get to the police. There is a clearing with grass and some gravel. A barn is built on the lot, and a lot of trees are surrounding the area. The robbers ended up with a flat tire, so they decided to drive the truck into the woods a little bit so it was hidden, and they left Casey and Mrs. Banducci to die locked in the back of the trailer instead of driving them into the river. After a little while, Casey and Mrs. Banducci got hungry, so Casey decides to pull out her lunchbox. While she is rummaging through her backpack, she finds that she took her sister's identical backpack by mistake. And her sister packed the family cell phone in her bag when she knows she's not supposed to. But Casey doesn't care about that. All she cares about is that she found a phone to call the police. Casey calls the police and eventually they find her and Mrs. Banducci, and they all get reunited with their family. I thought Hostage was a very suspenseful, entertaining book and would recommend it to readers who like a little mystery and being scared and excited. It was like a movie and I could really feel what the characters were feeling, just like good actors in a movie or play. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time on Books by Bailey.